Coming up on today's episode of Chicago Bears Now, Justin Jefferson seems to love Justin Fields. Could he be a future Bear? We're going to explore that here on today's show. Plus, Bears president Kevin Warren opened up in an interview with The Athletic, talked about his stadium plans and the future for the Chicago Bears. So kind of wanted to hit on that as well. My name is Harrison Graham. Let's jump on into the show and let's talk about Jetta here. You guys see the thumbnail. Jetta loves Fields. Certainly seems that way. He has kind of gone on a bit of a media interview tour recently with several different publications, hopped on Cowherd's show, and was hyping up the Bears quarterback just a little bit here. He said on Colin Cowherd's show, The Herd, he said, having Justin Fields and the Bears brings a little more pressure to other teams by having a dominant quarterback like he is. So calling Justin Fields a dominant quarterback. I will say this. I find it interesting that other NFL players that are not like national media and stuff like that, they all think Justin Fields is really good. And I think that does carry some weight. Here's what's interesting, too. Jefferson, on a different publication, was asked who his top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL are. He said Patrick Mahomes, number 1. Kudos to him for being honest. Aaron Rodgers, number 2. He ain't the second best, but we still haven't gotten to his quarterback. Joe Burrow, who he played with in college, at number 3. Jalen Hurts, number 4. And then Josh Allen, number 5. No mention of Kirk Cousins, who is not a top 5 quarterback, but it's like, that's your quarterback. Sneak him in there at 5, right? That's supposed to be your boy. So, look, we're just having fun today, right? I had a tweet that went viral. I was kind of just like, Justin Jefferson is such a future Bear, just having fun, and you guys were eating that up. Other Bears fans on Twitter, Vikings fans were sliding in the DMs. They were in shambles at me. Can't have fun these days. But future Bear, he loves Justin Fields. No mention of Kirk Cousins. I have not mentioned him talk about Kirk Cousins at all. We're actually going to talk to Patrick Seatman here, who actually hosts our Bulls content. I've told you about him before, but he's also a Vikings fan. You know, we can ask him to explain that when he hops on here. He covers our Vikings, or he does our Vikings coverage here at Chat Sports. What's going on with that? And he hasn't signed an extension yet, which he's eligible for. It's like, this might be the best receiver in football. What's going on there? We'll catch up with Patrick here in just a few moments, but want you guys to chime in on the show first. How hyped would you be to get Justin Jefferson at some point? Obviously, it's not going to happen this offseason, but how hyped would you be if it were to happen? Scale it from 1 to 100 in terms of getting Jefferson. Jetta and DJ Moore, good luck. That would be quite the 1-2 punch. Today's show is sponsored by Zbiotics. Let's face it, guys, after you hit me with a bunch of super chats, I don't bounce back well the next day. That is until I found Zbiotics. Zbiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Zbiotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. It's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut where you need it most. Drink Zbiotics before drinking alcohol. Drink responsibly and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. It comes in this nice little box here, 6 bottles, easy to travel with if you are traveling on the road, whatever the case may be. It comes in these nice little bottles here. Again, just take one of those before your night of drinking. So go to zbiotics.com/chatsports or scan the QR code on screen right now to get 15% off your first order when you use code ChatSports at checkout. You can also sign up for a subscription as well so you can stay prepared no matter the time or occasion. Zbiotics is backed with 100% money back guaranteed. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. That's zbiotics.com/chatsports. Code ChatSports there, and you can get up to 15% off. QR code on screen right there. Go check out Zbiotics. That link is in the comments and in the description of this video. Okay, Justin Jefferson. It's just fun to think about, right? Like, again, he hasn't signed that extension. Weirder things have happened. The season he had last year is just insane. He was an MVP finalist as a receiver for a reason. 128 catches, 1,800 yards, 8 touchdowns here, average of 14 yards per carry. Easily the leader in the NFL by almost 100 yards over Tyreek Hill, Davante Adams, A.J. Brown, and Stefon Diggs. Look, we're not living in La La Land, right? Like, this is obviously the ultimate long shot. They're not going to trade Justin Jefferson. He's under contract. But look, the player empowerment era, you never know what could happen in the future if he wants out. Now, they wouldn't trade him to Chicago, but maybe he just never signs that extension and hits free agency at one point. Obviously, Minnesota has the franchise tag. It's fun to think about. You get Jetta with DJ Moore in this offense. That would certainly be a lot of fun. Just like talking about this, just having fun here in the middle of July. All right, let's talk to Patrick Seatman about all of this now. Again, host of Vikings Now. You've probably seen him on is it the Poles Report?
Poles Report,
Poles Report. I've been on there a couple times with you as well. So let's not rip him too bad. He's a Bulls fan. Let's start there. Should we explain the fandom before they're like, why is he a Bulls but a Vikings fan?
So I grew up in Chicago, actually, around all Bears fans, being a Vikings fan. But my dad never watched football growing up. When I was born, I was actually born in Minnesota, and that was during the Randy Moss era. So he ended up becoming a Vikings fan, but he's Chicago everything else, just like me. But I know the interdivisional rivalry of me being a Vikings fan, I was scolded growing up amongst Bears fans all around. So
let's just talk about this Jetta thing. Kind of just explain it. He's not going to become a Bear, at least not anytime soon. But I think there are legitimate, at least minor concerns from Minnesota's standpoint. I think the main thing being, why has a contract extension not occurred yet? Do you think that's more on the Vikings or on Jetta at this point?
So the last report we got from that standpoint about the contract extension was Jeremy Fowler saying they are in no rush to extend Jefferson. And my whole point of view from this was, why not? Because you don't want Jamar Chase to get extended first, and then Jefferson's contract is going to have to top that. So I don't really understand that. I don't see any reason why the extension hasn't happened already, which is a concern for me. But also, why hasn't he talked about Kirk Cousins one bit this offseason?
I mean, look, his top 5 list, it's I don't think anyone thinks Kirk is top 5. But, you put Jalen Hurts number 4, who's had one good year in the NFL. It's you can't just sneak your boy in at number 5, who's been a starter for a decade in this league.
Yeah, or give him a slight backhanded compliment or something. Be like, if I had to take one guy out or I had to put one guy in, it would be my man Kirk, or just some type of compliment.
Or just look, I'm not going to say my boy Kirk. He knows how I feel about him. Here's 5 other guys, something like that. But he didn't do that. I think that's very. Very bizarre. Real quick before we let you go, Seeps, what does an extension in your eyes look like for Jetta in terms of contract?
So Tyreek Hill, his is at $30 million per year right now. Yeah. I floated out there. I think maybe you could go 4 for $130 fully guaranteed around there, so slightly above Tyreek Hill's contract.
33, I think.
Yeah, 33. I would want it to be get him as many years as he wants. Make it be 6, 7, whatever it is. Just lock him up for long term. But Harry, it is concerning for a lot of Vikings fans are a little concerned right now is that he hasn't been extended.
Yeah, got to be interesting to see how that all plays out in Minnesota, which, of course, directly impacts the Bears. All right, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. And look, we'll have tangible things to talk about very soon. Training camp just around the corner. We'll have daily recaps of that, everything surrounding this football team, news, rumors. If they ever sign somebody, we'll cover that as well. So don't miss out. Subscribe to the channel. We are almost to the 2023 NFL season. Okay, let's talk about Kevin Warren here, team president, who just got started on the job a couple of months ago. Dan Pompei, who does a great job for The Athletic, interviewed Warren, and he discussed stadium plans and some other things, and wanted to kind of just get a snippet, a look behind the scenes here of what Kevin Warren's plans are for the Chicago Bears as he spearheads this project and what he wants this franchise to look like. He said, I want us to build the most advanced, most progressive stadium project on the planet. I want people and corporations to come and say, let's spend some time at the Bears because they are a forward-thinking, innovative company. And I want to win Super Bowl trophies. Why not us? Why not? And that does get you thinking, right? It's like, why haven't the Bears been able to win a Super Bowl in almost 40 years? Well, I think they've had trouble building teams to catch up with the modern times. They've never had a 4,000-yard passer. They've never had a quarterback throw 30 touchdowns. They're obsessed with defense. Well, I think this new regime has better ideas of how to modernize this franchise because they've been stuck in the past. They had Ted Phillips running things. I don't think he was the best person in charge. Now Kevin Warren's in. You get Ryan Poles, who tears this thing down, and the buildup is starting back up. Matt Eberflus, I think, is a football guy through and through, so exciting about that. We'll see. I mean, there's really no reason that the Bears aren't a competitive team year in and year out. They're an original and historic franchise, state-of-the-art practice facility. Shout out Ryan Pace for that. Energetic new regime, which I just talked about, and a new stadium is coming at some point. Like, players should want to come to play here. Now, there's other factors, right? Like, it's expensive to live in the state of Illinois and in Chicago. I get all that, but you're making millions of bucks. Like, if you're playing for the Bears, that should be like a desirable place. It's the city of Chicago. It's an original franchise. The history of this team is strong. Like, you should want to play for this franchise. There's no real reason why the Bears can't be a consistent winner. If we're talking about the Jags, it's like, yeah, like, it's understandable to why the Jags have not been good for most of their young history. The Houston Texans, they're still a new franchise. Like, this is the Chicago Bears. This is not the Cincinnati Bengals, who, by the way, are one of the best teams in football right now. If they can do it, surely the Chicago freaking Bears can. So I'm excited about the future. I know Bears fans are cautiously optimistic, but I think cautiously is the right word and right approach to have, because there have been disappointments over the years. There's no doubt about it. Now, are you excited about the future of this franchise? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. I think the right people are in place. I think the leadership is there. Now it's about coming down to getting the right players, and hopefully they're on the way to doing that as well. So type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. All right, guys, appreciate you for tuning into today's show. Shout out Patrick Seatman, a.k.a. Seeps, for hopping on for a few minutes. He also produced this episode, so appreciate his contributions as well. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode, so until then, bear down.